Hey there, sewers! Welcome to Dart and Sew. Do you have scrap fabric you don't know what to do with? Why not make hair accessories? In the next couple of videos, I'll show you how I turn my scraps into gems. In this video, I'm making this headband with elastic. I used this light cotton fabric that I have been holding on to for a while because I love the colors. As you can see, it has pretty design and it would be perfect for a headband. So let's get started. I've cut my fabric into two rectangles measuring 15 1/4 by 3 3/8 and the smaller one 11 by 1.5 inches. And for the elastic, I'm using 6 inches long and 1/2 inch wide. So the first thing I'm gonna do is finish the edge so the fabric does not fray. With the wrong side of the fabric facing me, I'm gonna fold up 1/8 of an inch and press with the iron. It doesn't have to be fully pressed, just enough to form a crease so I can follow. And then I'm going to fold the same amount again and press. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. So you can sew this rolled hem with your standard or straight stitch foot or a rolled hem foot if you have one. This foot is nice because it rolls the fabric in this front part so that you can sew in a narrow straight line. If you fold and press first, it makes it easier to feed the fabric into the presser foot. You can see the fabric is already looped into that curved part of the presser foot. Once your fabric is positioned, slide it back all the way to where the needle is. And now you can start sewing a straight stitch like you normally do. The presser foot will continue to guide the fabric for you, and at the end, don't forget to backstitch. And there is your nice rolled hem. Now I'm sewing the opposite side using a regular straight stitch foot, just to show you that you can use that and get the same result. It might take a little longer because you have to go slowly to stay in a straight line. And this side is finished, and now we'll work on the other piece. Now we're going to take our second piece of fabric and fold it in half, and we're going to sew it lengthwise to make a tube. Making sure that the elastic will fit in the tube, I'm sewing at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now that we are done sewing, it's time to trim the excess seam allowance. This will help so it's not so bulky when I turn it inside out. Now I'm going to turn it inside out using this chopstick. I like using chopsticks to flip my tubes, but if you have a loop turner, that would work too. Now my tube is turned out. I'm going to press it to smooth it out. Now I have my fabric with the wrong side facing up. I'm going to fold the edges up by 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to use a measuring tape to make sure that it is equal on both sides. I'm going to give it a little press to hold it in place. And I'm going to repeat that on the other side. And now it is time to thread my elastic into my tube. I'm going to secure the ends with a safety pin so the elastic doesn't slip out. I'm going to take off the safety pin and replace it with a pin so I can sew this elastic in place so it doesn't slip. So I've sewn my elastic in place, and this is what it looks like, and it will be much easier to work with. Now I'm gonna flip my fabric over to have the wrong side facing down and the right side facing me. And now it's time to put the two pieces together. So I'm laying the elastic down flat and folding up the edges onto it one at a time, making it snug because we don't want any gaps. And I'm going to hold it together with a pin so I can sew the ends together. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm also making sure that the elastic is lined up all the way at the edge. And let's pin this one too. And we're going to take this to the sewing machine and stitch the ends together on both sides. I did a 3/8 inch seam allowance. I'm going to trim the excess fabric. And now we can flip it inside out, and this is what the final product looks like. The elastic and all the stitches are hidden inside. I really like my headband, and I think I might make another one with a different color. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to be notified of future videos, please hit subscribe, and thank you for watching.